So I was 500 pounds, broke and dying. And this is exactly what I did to change my life for the better. Stay tuned. So I would like to welcome you guys to the very first episode of A Fragrant State of Truth. So about 4 years ago, I started dealing with daily pain. I had a disease called hidradenitis suppurativa, which is an autoimmune disease. And this autoimmune disease shows itself by having you break out in these painful sores that do not go away. And they end up becoming infected. They're severely painful. And unfortunately, I was what they call stage 3, which meant that I had the worst case there could possibly be with this disease. Less than 1% of the population actually deals with this disease. And it's so unfortunate. For all the people that deal with it, I feel for you. And it's something that I've dealt with since I was literally in my early 20s. From that disease, I then developed multiple sclerosis. Now, I don't know if they're tied together, but it is something that I've had to deal with. My limbs, my arms will go numb. I'll lose control of my extremities. I deal with constant daily pain. And from this, I started having mobility issues. I had gained a ton of weight, getting up to almost 500 pounds. My blood pressure was severely high. I had type 2 diabetes. My breathing was terrible. I was smoking almost 2 packs of cigarettes a day. I had to have a mobility scooter to get around. I couldn't even walk to my mailbox without having major breathing and pain issues. About 3 years ago, I had surgery that left me basically bedridden for almost a year and a half. I started dealing with loneliness. I started dealing with depression, hopelessness. And one day I was watching YouTube and I ran across a video and then another video and another video where people started talking about using natural health as a way to explore some better options, talking about the way that food affects our bodies, the poison that these companies are essentially putting into our food, high amounts of sugar, high amounts of fats, high amounts of processing. The reason why bread in the UK and Europe is so much better than the bread we have here in America. But in reality, these things are super vital to the day-to-day that we deal with, to the fact that we're so severely unhealthy. We get sick from the food we eat, then we need medication, then those medications have side effects, then those side effects require other medications, and so on goes the cycle. And it was just leading me down this path where I was literally dying. My brain was in a fog because of the medications I was on. So I decided that I was going to eliminate all processed foods. And that was sort of the start. I decided to eliminate sugar and processed foods. And then I started a medication called Mounjaro, which is similar to Ozempic, which essentially changes the chemicals in your brain that tells you that you're hungry. Now, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not here to tell you that Mounjaro is going to be right for you. I can only tell you my experience, and it literally saved my life. All of a sudden, my mind became clearer. Physically, I started losing weight. My blood pressure went back to normal. My diabetes went back to normal. I eliminated all of those medications and medications for the side effects of those medications. And all of a sudden, my mind woke up. Then I started making videos on YouTube, and I just started talking about my day-to-day, reviewing fragrances, hence the name in the title, the fragrance thing. You know, I'm a fragrance influencer on another channel called The Fragrant State of Mind. I'm able to create good content. I'm losing weight. I'm slimming down. My mind is becoming more positive. I'm losing sort of that negative aspect on life. And then it was a chain link event where one improvement became another improvement and became another improvement. And when I tell you that 9 months later, I have lost almost 200 pounds, I no longer am a type 2 diabetic. I no longer have high blood pressure. All my blood levels are back to normal. I'm able to walk better now. I still deal with the issues from the MS. I have some issues from the hidradenitis suppurativa, but it has significantly improved. And the reason I'm sharing all of this with you is not to tell you what to do, but simply to tell you that there is hope in finding a way to take fear and courage and move forward. Fear and courage always are together, okay? You cannot have courage without having fear. You need to be afraid of something to be able to be courageous to overcome it. And that's something that I had to do. What's the next step? What's the thing that I need to do in my life to make a positive improvement. Put on your socks, put on your shoes, tie your shoes, stand up, and take one step, and then take another and another, and that's it. You may be pushed back 10 steps, you may be pushed back 100 steps, but as long as you're constantly moving forward, that is all we can expect out of life. And as you move forward, God is going to allow you to continue to move forward. He is going to aid you in that process. If you look back at your entire life, at every problem you've ever faced in life, every challenge, every trial, every what seemed to be stumbling block, and it seemed hopeless, you felt like you could not progress. You said, this is a hopeless situation, whether it be money or relationships, anything that you're in that moment, and you're just not able to see an outcome, a positive outcome. Every one of those challenges you have overcome. Look at your life right now and think about every impossible, hopeless moment in your life that you thought, how am I going to get through this? Well, you're here right now, and you got through every one of those challenges. Not only did you get through them, but you're stronger today than you were back then. And it's so hard to see those changes in our life. Maybe we were praying and asking God, please get me through this. And it took a while, and maybe it didn't happen the way you wanted it or expected it to. But if you look back and reflect at where you were and where you are now, every one of your prayers has been answered. And that's an amazing thing. And if you can just remember that and look at your future and say, you know, maybe the hardship I'm in now or the hardship I'm going to face in the future, remember that every single trial you have ever been through, you have overcome, which means the current situation you're in, you will overcome. It may not happen the way you want, it may not happen the way you expect, but you will get there. And to kind of cycle back to my story and my journey of how I overcame being 500 pounds, broke and dying, I literally just took one step. And I know it seems overwhelming. I know it seems like a lot, but if you can just stand up and take one step in whatever you do, you don't need a long-term goal. All you need is to make the next decision. Is this next choice in my life going to be something that moves me in the direction that I want to go in? Or is it keeping me where I am? Or is it moving me backwards? If the answer is that it's keeping me where I am or it's moving me backwards, don't do it. But if it's something that's going to move you forward, do that. Because I promise you, that is going to be the thing that's going to get you to your ultimate goal. And whether your ultimate goal is to be a millionaire, to be able to support your children, or to be able to just wake up this morning and get a shower and go out and face the world, you just need to start with that first step. And I promise you, everything's going to be okay. I have a lot of stories and a lot of wisdom and information to share with you guys. And I really genuinely hope it helps you. I hope you got something out of this today. And yeah, it's rainy, and I thought I'd share the outside with you. If we look at the backdrop of this rainy night, here's what I know. In the morning, there's going to be sunshine. And when that sunshine comes, it's going to be so beautiful. And we'll learn to appreciate the difference between a rainy, dark night and a beautiful, sunshiny morning. I hope your morning is a sunshine, and I hope your smile is a sunshine. And I do love you all, and I hope you guys have an amazing night. Get some rest, and when you wake up in the morning, take the first step in whatever you choose to do in life. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Derek, and this has been A Fragrant State of Truth.